Wauchula, Florida, a small town along Main Street in Hardee County. Population, less than 5,000. Kayla Nix and Drew Schock grew up here and reconnected 5 years ago after what began as a high school friendship. They soon decided to have kids and raise their children where they had roots.
This was the plan. We were going to have 3 kids. And that, you know what I mean? That was our goal.
My mom was a principal.
Kayla's mom, Tracy Nix, now at the center of their family's story.
Here we are.
A story they're here to share.
It's really difficult to know that my mom is the one, that broke his heart. My mom.
According to the complaint affidavit, on November 1st, 2022, Kayla was going to get her hair done and asked her mom to babysit. Tracy met friends for lunch, drove home, and forgot her granddaughter in the back seat of her 2019 Lexus with the windows rolled up. She went inside, talked to her dog, and practiced the piano. When one of her grandsons arrived, all of a sudden it came across her head that Uriel was in the back seat all afternoon. Her husband immediately began CPR. Temperatures in Wauchula that day reached 90 degrees. Uriel died. She was 7 months old.
To think of the last moment of her life as a mother is gut-wrenching.
A little girl. How do you forget a little girl?
After identifying his daughter at the hospital, Drew remembers.
We're out in the parking lot just trying to grasp out what just happened, and that it actually just happened twice in our lifetime.
Twice in less than a year. 16-month-old Ezra, Uriel's brother, also died while under his grandmother Tracy's care.
911, where is your emergency?
It's a little baby. The grandmother's out giving him CP. Is he breathing? No.
Okay, it was a pond?
Yeah.
And they're not sure how long the child was in the pond?
No.
Drew got the first call 3 days before Christmas 2021.
He goes, something happened to Ezra. And that's when I just called Kayla. And she goes, what? And I said, I don't know. I'm heading there now.
I could see the helicopter landing, and I didn't look when there was a stop sign. I was in a full head-on collision. I was going 85 miles an hour in that case. 6 months pregnant. But I got out and started running to my parents' house. And at this point, I don't have shoes. I'm just running. That was my desperation to get to my son.
Kayla says her doctor told her she needed to make a choice.
They withheld information from me. Any information that would work me up or make me emotionally distressful would be harmful to my unborn child. And I knew in that moment that as much as I loved him, that she was a real life and she was coming, and it would be wrong of me to lose it over him and hurt her and take her.
Kayla and Drew had never seen the incident report detailing how Ezra drowned in a nearby pond the afternoon his grandmother fell asleep. In the report, the detective wrote, a complaint affidavit for child neglect will be forwarded to the state attorney's office for further review.
I didn't know that they had ever attempted to file charges.
Kayla says she will never forget what a deputy told her.
I was told that unless I believed that my mom held my son's head under the water and intentionally killed him, that there is nothing else that they can do about my son's death.
In a statement, the state attorney's office said, in cases involving the accidental drowning of a toddler, Florida appellate courts have stated that a one-time lapse of judgment would not establish culpable negligence of the caretaker.
His story has gotten lost in hers.
After the death of
Ezra,
your son, did you trust your mom?
No, we didn't trust her at all. Like I said, that's why we never let Asher go over there.
Asher, their now 4-year-old firstborn.
We were anxious, but I loved my mother, and I am a daughter that wanted her mom. I thought that if I could believe in second chances. And so when I was told that Ezra's death was an accident, some sliver child part of me thought, okay, good, I get to keep this mom, this grandmother, this person.
3 months after Ezra's death, Kayla gave birth to their baby girl.
There wasn't a moment to get a grip of the death of my son before there was the life of my daughter. And how beautiful is that? Her name is Uriel, and it means, it's a Hebrew name, and it means God is my light. It's so cute.
Kayla and Drew were protective.
The very, very minor amount of time that she saw my daughter was almost always supervised.
On her daughter's last day, Kayla says she knew her mom's plans.
Yuri was at a restaurant with other people that I knew and trusted.
Within hours, someone from the sheriff's office showed up at her home
And said that your baby is dead. And I said, I'm sorry, what? I know Ezra said, why are you here? Why are you, like, what is this? No, Kayla, your baby is dead.
2 children now who are no longer here. Yeah, somebody has to answer for that.
But Tracy's attorney, William Fletcher, says it depends.
But because somebody dies doesn't necessarily mean that somebody has to pay. And this obviously was an accident. And the question was, is it culpable negligence?
Fletcher told us Tracy Nix will not be making any public statements.
Tracy loves her daughter and her son-in-law and all of her children and her grandchildren.
What is she feeling?
Totally devastated. Totally devastated.
Why did you choose to take on this case?
It was so incredible. I can't conceive of the pain. I got a couple grandkids, and you feel the same way about your grandkids. So it's not, the parents are hurting, but so are the grandparents are hurting too. So there's no winners here, certainly no winners. Everybody, it's just total devastation. They're very fine people, and decided I'd take it. I know you've heard sometimes people have been struck by lightning 2 different times, and that's the way I look at this case.
We sat down and spoke with Kayla and Drew, the parents, and they say that they want justice in this case. What do you think justice looks like here?
Looking at the facts, looking at what really happened, as far as Uriel, the baby girl, which is what the charge what the jurors should be focused on, and deciding is this culpable negligence.
Fletcher says if found guilty, Tracy could be sentenced to between 12 and 30 years in prison.
So then if I'm objective, she needs to go to prison. As her daughter, it kills me to say it. As their mother, I demand it.
I want justice for my son, so that way I don't let what happened to my son happen with my daughter and her just get scot-free, because I can't live with that as a parent.
We asked what they would want Ezra and Uriel to know.
That we loved them and that we're sorry. Because they were beautiful children and they were taken by somebody that we believed was worthy of trust.
The pretrial hearing is scheduled for March 28th in Hardy County with photojournalist Randy Wright and my team investigator Kylie McGivern taking action for you.